Hello everyone, and welcome to Cupid Parasite. We're doing the sweet and spicy darling ending for Ryuki. Actually, we're doing all of them, but we're starting off with that first. December 31st. I don't remember if this is their wedding when they sign up. They're doing it on his birthday. And then they're going to have the wedding ceremony after, is what they said. But I'm curious to see what kind of wedding they decided to do after all. I guess we're going to do the sweet and spicy end, the sweet end, and then the spicy end for last. And then we'll see just how spicy it is. December 31st, Ryuki and I lined up our trip to Japan with his birthday so we could officially register our marriage. My last name was finally Keisayan. My days as Lynette Mirror over, a few months passed as Lynette Keisayan. Aw, they're doing the Japanese wedding. Then at last, the wedding day arrived. Oh, this place is amazing. We're seriously going to have our wedding here. We were at the site for rehearsals before changing into the traditional Junihitoe kimono. It's been so long since I said that word, I almost fumbled it. I kind of did actually, but the breathtaking view of the shrine along with the shore made it hard to concentrate.
あんまり乗り出すと危ないよ。
Ryuki smiled and held my hand. I couldn't take my eyes off the shrine gate standing in the waters.
ほら、行こう。そろそろ着付けがあるから。
Changed. The kimono known as the Junihitoe was what I'd be wearing at the wedding. Ryuki had spent time preparing it. Oh, did he make one himself? I wore the kimono several times at his place for him to check the colors and fit, but today was the first time I'd wear it in full. I wonder which design he chose.
緊張してる?
That's so cute that he made her own. Yeah, a bit, but I am eager to wear the Junihitoe you made, Ryuki. Clothes brought us so much happiness. Given Ryuki's talent, I was confident he'd created a kimono that would make me happy. I was eager to put it on. My excitement overshadowed my nerves about wearing the wedding attire in my husband's home country. I can't wait to see it. Then the guests started to arrive and the wedding began. That's not her, right? Yeah, who's that? It has Ryuki's eyes, but that's black hair. Elegant music filled the air. Yeah, because that's Lynette, right? Ryuki and I walked down the long wooden hallway together, but he has black hair. Wait, does he always have black hair? I know he has green highlights. I'm so confused now. It's so heavy. The Junihitoe was heavier than I anticipated, but I couldn't stop smiling at the bright colors of the kimono. Ryuki's craftsmanship was truly wonderful. It was different from the wedding dress he'd made for me before, but I could see the effort he put into this kimono. I intended to wear my first wedding dress for the reception later with our family and friends. Given that Ryuki has spent time in both Japan and Lost York, it made sense for us to have two different wedding outfits. But why did he change his hair? I didn't even know who he was. In the last clip, didn't he have green in his hair? So he like undyed it or something? I don't understand. A distant voice caught my attention. It seemed there were visitors besides the wedding guests, which the venue was a tourist location.
見てママ、綺麗なお嫁さんがいる。あら本当ね。よかったわね。結婚式が見られて。
懐かしいな。
Memories.
うん。僕もさ、ああやって子供の頃に結婚式を見かけて、それで憧れてたんだ。だから今、幸せだよ。あんたとこうして歩けてるなんてさ。
His eyes slightly squinted as he gave a subtle smile, one he hoped others wouldn't notice. I could see it in his eyes how thrilled he was to have this traditional wedding he'd always dreamed of.
リネット、綺麗だ。
His voice was sincere, making me smile warmly in return. Thank you, it's all because of you, Ryuki. You look dashing yourself, Ryuki. You're very handsome.
本当?
He's like, really? Yeah. We changed smiles and chatted while walking together. I cherished the sensation of the heavy kimono and its hem trailing the floor. We reached the main shrine where the ceremony commenced. Although it was in Japanese, I was sure it was the ceremonial address. Isn't this some sort of message to a Japanese deity about our marriage? Looking at their guests, I noticed my parents in their vibrant outfits.
エロス綺麗よ。
キューピッド、結婚してもお前は我が娘だ。
Why didn't they dress up? I hope the deity isn't offended. Since Ryuki spoke Japanese, he managed most of the ceremonial details, though I was a bit in the dark about everything. But I didn't think it would be appropriate to ask the priest whether the gods could join the ceremony. I mean, people wouldn't expect deities mingling among them, right? Regardless, Ryuki trusted me, and now we were getting married. The ceremony proceeded beautifully, with the sun's rays glistening out the sea. Soon it concluded and we returned to the inn officially married. We were going to be spending the next few days here, so our honeymoon was just beginning. Oh, really? Wow, Ryuki, our room has its own bath.
ああ、うん。海外の人は大浴場に抵抗あるって聞いたことあるから、温泉がついてる部屋を取ったんだ。
Wow, he doesn't have any green in his hair. What happened? Wait, has that been there the whole time? I don't understand. But he didn't have the flip, so I didn't recognize him. That's funny. You mean like the Roman baths? I recall my aunt and dad arguing over how they had their statues built in many of the public baths back in ancient Rome.
ああ、確かにローマ時代の浴場と似てるかもしれないな。
I was so focused on his hair that I didn't even see what he said. Yeah, not fond of public ones. Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to bathe in public either.
ああいう感じの大きいお風呂が日本の宿にはあるんだ。でもそこだと見知らぬ人と入らなきゃいけないからさ。タオルも体に巻いちゃいけないし、あんたにはハードル高いと思ったんだけど、もしかして平気だった？
Why can't you cover up with a towel? There's decency rules, right? Huh? We wouldn't be able to bathe together.
まあ。
No. In that case, I prefer our private bath. My first hot springs bath, I was sure there was lots of rules, just like when I first used a bath in the human realm. I turned to ask Ryuki how it works, but he just blushed inside.
一緒に入るって意味、分かってんの？
This is really adorable. Rao would have been like in there in an instant. Huh?
あんたって、いつもは僕より年上みたいな顔してるのに、変なとこで子供みたいだよね。
It's not childish, it's naivety. She doesn't understand. Really. His words reminded me that I hadn't told him I'd only been in the human realm for about 7 years. I know, right? You haven't told him that? Well, no need to mention it now. That's funny. For some reason, I didn't want him to know. Still, I felt an unfamiliar emotion. Maybe it was because I wanted to impress him more than usual, just as that thought went through my mind. Wow, the water's kind of slippery. Oh, really? After dinner, I took my first dip in the hot springs bath, which distracted me from that puzzling feeling. Check this out, Ryuki. The water's so slick.
ああ、うん。ここの泉質は肌にいいって書いてあったから、ここにしたんだ。温泉には効能っていうのがあって、怪我や痛みに効くのもあるよ。
Really, I'd love to try different ones.
じゃあ次は草津とか行く？結構あそこの温泉好きでさ。
Sounds great. We should go.
わかった。いい宿探しとく。
Thanks. I can't wait to travel with you, Ryuki.
もう新婚旅行中にそんなこと言う？
It's because we're on our honeymoon that I'm so happy. This place reminded me of our trip to Sakshui. It was so much fun being with him. I told you that I was Cupid, right? That's why it's so fun to experience lots of new things. You've shown and taught me so many new things, and I want to continue experiencing them with you, Ryuki.
ねえ、わざとやってる？
Doing well on purpose. Getting you all worked up. Huh? Hearing his response, I looked up and was surprised by how close his face was to mine. I know, you're just saying all these sweet things to him, and he's getting emotional. His eyes shone with emotion that he narrowed his gaze, seductively bewitching me. Oh, really?
温泉入ってる間は我慢しようと思ってたけど、ごめん、もう無理。あんたが可愛すぎるから。
His voice dropped to a low rumble before his lips fell upon mine. The kiss felt different. Maybe it was because my lips were wet, or maybe it was because of the heat. I hesitated, knowing this kiss was just the start, but his hands wrapped around my back decisively. He tied me closer, eliminating any space between us.
リネット、好きだ。
The warmth of the spring, or maybe the kiss, made my head spin. Embarrassed, I couldn't meet his eyes. Every touch on my wet skin felt intense, like I was in a dream. He gently stroked my hair and I looked away, flustered. I wasn't naive. I knew what was coming after the bath. Oh my goodness.
リネット、
I was hoping that the kimono scene wasn't Nick's. I was slightly disappointed in that. Like, so different without his green hair. Oh my goodness. He stepped out of the bath and Ryuki laid me on a Japanese futon. He climbed over me, still in his Japanese robe. My face burned, and it wasn't due to the spring. Embarrassment overtook me and I covered my face.
もっとよく見せてよ。あんたの浴衣姿、見たい。
This is so embarrassing.
さっき一緒に入ったのに、恥ずかしがることなんてないでしょ。
I knew what he meant, but this was different. Am I wearing this correctly? I copied Ryuki's robe and hoped it looked okay. Asking was just a way to buy some time. Hearing my flustered question, he grinned playfully.
間違ってるかも。だから、僕が直すよ。
Of course she is. You gotta fix it. Huh? Wait,
待たない。
no. He deftly untied the sash I had clumsily fastened. Though it wasn't our first time, my heart pounded against his chest. Oh wait, this is my first time, my first night with him as his wife. That's why I was so nervous. Every touch and whisper set my heart racing uncontrollably. Ryuki?
何？
Be gentle, please. I tried to express my nerves and he halted suddenly. You're going to be even more adorable to him. Ryuki?
あんまがっついて嫌われたくなかったから、一応、それなりに我慢しようって思ってたんだけど。
Oh my goodness.
そういう可愛いこと言うなら、容赦しない。
I had a feeling Shelby's going to be the same way. His gaze traveled all over me like a hawk hungrily studying its catch. He swooped down without warning, kissing me passionately. The intensity of his advance took me by surprise. It didn't take long to realize just how much he'd been holding himself back. But knowing that didn't change anything. Was he holding him back so I wouldn't hate him? It never seemed like he was holding back before. Now it was clear I was no match for Ryuki. Despite being young enough to worry over a simple pimple, he interacted with me with the confidence of a mature adult.
リネット、好きだ。好きだよ。
I love you too.
うん。もうあんたは、僕だけのものだ。
He's been waiting for his wedding. I understand where she's coming from, though. On the wedding, so nervous. Super nervous. We belong to each other now, united in marriage. We were going to grow into adulthood together, taking it one step at a time at our own pace. We're really married. Feeling the weight of our commitment, I let him draw me closer. There was no need to be anxious. As long as he was by my side, everything would be okay. Our honeymoon's first night was one of pure joy. It was only the beginning of countless nights together. I wrapped my arms tighter around him, reveling in the bliss of our union. I savor the happiness of finally being married to him as he wrapped me in his gentle warmth. Sweet and spicy infant. I like that. How they end. Oh, I have to click on it too. Whoa, what's this? I had to turn my microphone down because I was trying so hard not to giggle through all of that.
結婚式の写真そんなに眺めて何考えてるの？え？甘さとしょっぱさが一度に楽しめる塩味の甘納豆みたいだった？何その変な例え。てかあんた食べたことあるの？想像で話してるでしょ。まあいいけどさ、五九海神社への参拝毎年行こう。僕もこの日の気持ち何度も鮮明に思い出したいから。塩味の甘納豆食べながらさ。スイートでスパイシーなマイダーリン、いつもありがとう。
That was really cute too. But yeah, I was trying not to giggle because on the phone it's like swiping back and it's just got text from the root on her phone, and I'm like, you're gonna make people think that you can get this on mobile. You can't get this on mobile. This is only on Switch. But it's on her phone. And then when she zoomed in to take a picture of Ryuki at the end, that made me smile. I like this. Oh, first of all, I totally forgot that we haven't had a indie theme song yet, so that surprised me. And it was really good. Like, it was tailored for this game because it's called Sweet and Spicy Darling, I'm pretty sure. That they kept saying it over and over again. But yeah, the music in the Cupid Parasite games has been really interesting, but it fits. It's been really catchy. And it wouldn't fit with any other game, but it fits with Cupid. Okay, so what's this? Can I go back and forth? There's a peach juice and I love forever, or I could just hit okay, I guess. Okay. Ryuki's bonus episode unlocked. Oh my goodness. Ryuki's comments added to map. Okay. I forgot there's a bonus episode. Hold on. I wonder if the bonus episode is... No. This one. Play the short stories of the Parasite 6 bonus episode. So I guess we're going to include this in the... I guess we're going to include this in Ryuki's endings too, because you unlock it after the endings, and there's no really other good time to do it. You might as well include it in a Ryuki episode instead of just... I mean, I could do an episode with just all of the Parasite 6 bonus episodes. It might be interesting too. I think we're just going to do the endings and the bonus episode. So let's load it back up. Which one was Sweet End? We're going to do that one first. I'm trying to be quiet because I have moved locations in my office to exactly next to the wall that my daughter's on, and I'm facing the wall too, so I'm trying to be quiet. I'm going to be buying soundproofing panels probably, because I think that's way overdue, and I think she'll appreciate it too. Unlocks Sweet End is save 1. Save 1. This is the Sweet End. We're going to do... Pick the... Oh, wait, this isn't it at all. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Save 1. Which is save 2. We're going to go with the... Pick the Limasalt dressing. You're okay with the Limasalt dressing, right? I only have onion puree.
塩レモンでいいよ。今日はさっぱりと食べたい気分だから。よくわかったね。
I'm glad about it then. I had a feeling you'd like it. Having a casual interaction like this feels so good. It felt fulfilling, like we were having a conversation as a married couple. Okay, and that's where it picks up. We're gonna skip to the next choice. I'm gonna say this feels familiar, and then we'll go to the Sweet End. And I'm gonna go ahead and skip because there's a lot of talking in between. Alright, Sweet Darling ending. The only dress in the world. Forgot to read the first one's title. A few days had passed since the World Fashion Awards. We were back to preparing for our wedding. That day, Ryuki and I were out to choose our wedding rings. I have a feeling this one's just going to be like a super cute one. But we just couldn't find the right design, so we decided to head to a cafe. We sipped our coffee and let out a sigh. Phew, I never thought finding a ring would be this hard.
ごめん。なんか全然決まらなくて。
He has his green hair in this one. That was so random that he just didn't have the green highlights in his hair for that ending. Maybe it's to show that he's more mature and grown up now because, well, it's his 21st birthday now. Anyway, don't worry about it. It's something we'll wear for the rest of our lives. It has to be perfect.
一箇所でも引っかかる部分があると気になっちゃって。どれも全体が馴染んでないんだよね。
I nodded, understanding his sentiment. The rings would be with us forever, and I didn't want to compromise. We had to find the perfect ones.
こうなったらまた作ろうかな。結婚式までには間に合うだろうし。
Make them? I know, like, why can't you just make them? His words jogged my memory, making me think of the time he gave me a wedding ring on Christmas. The ring I wore was especially designed and ordered by Ryuki. I think that would be better.
本当?
Absolutely. I genuinely love this ring. I displayed the wedding ring he once gave me on my finger. I didn't used to wear it every day, but since the incident with Ray, I always wore it. It had a simple design, making it ideal for everyday wear. To add, I'm sure Ryuki and I will be wearing the wedding rings every day. It made me curious to see what design Ryuki would come up with this time.
あんたがそう言ってくれるなら試しにデザインしてみるよ。
Thank you, I can't wait to see them.
うん。
Satisfied, Ryuki sipped his coffee. Designed by Ryuki. We tried to find some time amidst our busy schedule to design the kimono and visit beauty salons in preparation for the wedding. But something nagged at me. It was about the dress he designed for me long ago. Did she want to wear that one? I really love that dress. While I wanted to respect Ryuki's wishes, I felt ashamed not to wear that dress. I'd love for our guests to see me in it. It was hard to suppress that feeling. Come to think of it, my client Bob said he wanted a tux from Keisei In for his wedding. Isnori's Keisei In and Ryuki's Ryuki brands are distinct. It felt like just yesterday when Bob annoyed Ryuki by confusing the two brands. Reflecting on it, that incident brought Ryuki and me closer. In a way, Bob and his wife played Cupid for us.
何笑ってるの?
Oh, it's nothing. I was remembering things from when we first met.
そっか。僕もたまに思い出すよ。付き合う前のあんたのこと。
Really?
うん。僕のことをポンポン怒ってたよね。
I know, right? Did I do that?
結婚する気あるのかって。僕だけじゃなくて全員に言ってたけど。
I remember being frustrated with how the Parasite 5 weren't proactive in their quest for love. That sure brings back memories.
うん。あいつらも結婚式に呼ぶ?
Invite Gil. Good idea. Oh, but there's someone I'm not sure about inviting.
ああ、ギルのこと? そういえばあいつ、また CC に入ったんでしょ?
Yeah, to have a second chance with her. You knew.
ラウルから聞いた。でもその後辞めて、今は取材の旅に出たって言ってたから、連絡届かないんじゃない？クランチキャニオンの洞窟にあるミステリーを解明して、本にするんだってさ。
Uncover a mystery.
大方、ラウルに影響されてるか、乗せられてるか、なだけな気がするけど。
I see. Part of me felt relieved, but another part felt sympathy for him. I hoped he would find companionship on his journey and wished him the best as the former Cupid.
それより、指輪デザイン。こんなのどう?
You already sketched one. Ryuki had been sketching and he showed me several ring drafts. Wow, they're all stunning.
この中で気になるのがあったら、それをベースにブラッシュアップしていこうと思うんだ。どれがいい?
It's hard to choose, but what kind of colors did you have planned for this one?
永遠の愛を意味するアイビーを裏側に彫り込んで、ゴールドとプラチナを7:3の割合で入れる。これならどんな服装にも合うね。
There's definitely some design talk there. That sounds wonderful. How about this one?
こっちのは小粒なブラックダイヤモンドを入れて華やかさを出しながら、本体はダークブラウンで締める。シックに決まる感じかな。
I see. His detailed explanation showed how much thought he put into each design. I'm so happy. It's tough, but I think I'll go with this one.
ああ、それね。僕も実はこれがいいんじゃないかって思ってた。じゃあ、正式にデザインできたらまた見せるから、意見もらえる?
Absolutely. And so the preparations continued. Still, I couldn't seem to focus as I heard there was typically no ring exchange in Japanese-style weddings. I was eager to show everyone our unique wedding rings and the dress Ryuki designed. Sounds like you're having a traditional wedding. I found comfort at the beach after arranging for the rings to be made. I just needed some time to be alone by the sea. Itsukumi Shrine, our wedding venue, boasted breathtaking views like this too. However, low tides were forecasted for our wedding day and the sands would be exposed.
僕としては満潮時に結婚式あげたかったんだけど。
Another concern went on my mind. Should we really have a Japanese wedding?
確かに僕はやりたいって思ってたけど、あいつの両親はギリシャ神話の神様だし、どっちかというと洋装の方が馴染みあるよな。
It's funny, I feel like the spicy end is just going to be them eloping. We had the Japanese wedding in his, we had the Greek wedding in hers, and then just elope in the other one. The more I contemplated, the more I worried about if we should have a Greek-style wedding or hosting it at a Greek shrine.
本当に僕に合わせてもらってばっかでいいのかな。
I ambled along the shoreline, lost in thought.
結婚式は新婦のためにあげるものだってよく言うし。メール？
Oh my goodness, that's long. I'll probably read this in text, but dear Ryuki, I hope this message finds you well. I'm writing it to you with an urgent update about your upcoming reservation, instruction at the main shrine, location Itsukumi Shrine, expected to last 1 year starting from January 1st. Would you like to discuss the details over the phone? Is there a convenient time for you, Mr. Keisayan? We deeply apologize for any inconvenience may cause you and appreciate your understanding. So, they planned their wedding and they're like, oh, sorry, we're going to be under construction now. Expecting it to be work, I checked my phone and saw Itsukumi Shrine as the subject. I opened the email and was taken aback. They said they had to undergo emergency renovations. Oh no. It'll be fine. They're closing for an entire year.
海底火山が遠くで噴火した影響か、本殿の柱に損害が出たらしくてさ。
Aw, that's bad.
それで今入っている結婚式の予約も全キャンセル扱いになったらしいんだ。
I see. Should we delay the wedding?
それも考えたんだけど、改修が終わるのは1年ぐらいかかるらしくて悩んでるんだ。
A year. Ryuki was keen on getting married as soon as possible, and this news must have hit him hard. I was just as disappointed.
だから前にあんたが言ってたことを思い出したんだ。
Something I said.
うん。
Is it about the wedding?
逆にさ、あんたはどんな結婚式にしたい？
Sorry, I'm at dress. Me?
うん。したい結婚式があるなら聞いておきたいから。
I want a wedding ceremony that matches the dress you made for me, Ryuki.
あの時は十二人への結婚式にこだわっていたけど、僕の作ったドレスを着たいって言ってくれたのも本当はすごく嬉しかったんだ。
Well, yes, I want to show everyone how lovely it is.
だからあのドレスを着て結婚式を挙げよう。僕ももう一度見たい。あのドレスを着たあんたをさ。
Ryuki lit up with a smile. Which means...
うん。あのドレスで結婚式しよう。このロサンヨークでさ。
Really? Lost York? Not in Japan?
姉さんもおばあ様も今はロサンヨークにいるしさ。父さん側の親戚はこっちだよ。
Well, how convenient. I see, your father lives in Lost York too.
そう。で、母さんは世界中飛び回ってるから多分どこでも変わらないだろうしさ。龍騎のスタッフにもできれば見に来てもらいたいし、ロサンヨークでの式にしよう。
We probably changed our plans to have the wedding at Lost York. We were able to book a date at Demore Paradis since they'd only recently opened. That meant we could have our wedding sooner than we thought. Finally, the day came for me to take the Keisayan name. Ocean breeze lightly filled my wedding veil. It was a beautiful day on the peninsula of Demore Paradis, the perfect spot to say your vows. We kept our vows short since we had guests, focusing on exchanging our rings.
リネット、愛してるよ。
I was gonna say, you better say that one instead of just ski. Ryuki smiled, slipping the special ring he made into my finger. And I love you. I slipped the ring onto his finger, and we kissed to the cheering of our guests.
おめでとう、リュウキ、リネットちゃん。
おめでとう、リュウキ、リネットさん。
おめでとう。
Aw, Ray's there.
おめでとうおめでとう、二人とも。
Aw, Shelby too. That's cute.
おめでと
Everyone's there. Is Gil there?
おめでとう。心からお祝いしてるよ。
Aw, from the bottom of his heart. That makes me so sad. I'm sorry. I still have a spot for Alan.
うむ、私もだ。
As he said.
本当におめでとうございます。
It's fine hearing all the other people say it because they never developed feelings for her except for like in the Parasite harem or whatever. But Alan has had feelings for her from the start. It's kind of like Gil. Gil's had feelings for her from the start. So those two are especially hard.
う。お二人ともおめでとうございます。
ありがとう、みんな。
Oh, I didn't see Gil. Thank you. And everyone's blessings made us smile. I hadn't realized weddings could be so joyful. In the spirit of sharing the joy, I decided to toss the bouquet. Here I go. Just as I was about to throw it, 3 flamboyant characters showed up.
ブーケ、私にちょうだい。
Oh my goodness.
私にとってちょうだい。私、とわにマーズと幸せに暮らすために愛のブーケが欲しい
As soon as I saw Minerva, I'm like, the other 2 gods are going to be there too.
わかったぞ、ヴィーナス。ふん、ブーケは渡さんぞ、ミネルヴァ。
何よもう、むさ苦しいマーズはとっととどっか行ってちょうだい。
Get your muscle out of here.
むさ苦しいとはなんだ。これは魅惑的なマッスルと呼ぶのだ。
Pure and alluring.
そうよ。こんな魅惑的な筋肉、マーズしかいないんだから。
It would embarrass me so much.
キューちゃん、恋のキューピッド引き続き頼むわよ。
これ早くなんとかしてよ。
Oh yeah, she's in love with him. For some reason, I didn't want any of those 3 getting the bouquet. They're gods, so they could have anything they wanted. I know, right? Melanie, here. Instead of tossing the bouquet, I gave it directly to Melanie. In other words, this wasn't really a bouquet toss.
あー、ずるいわ
So loud. Jeez. Lady Minerva, please handle yourself. I want Melanie to be happy too.
ー。私、あの日、オーウェンさんにプロポーズしてもらえたんです。全部お二人のおかげです。素敵なスーツを、時間を作ってくれてありがとうございます。だから本当にありがとうございます。
別にあんたたちが頑張ったからでしょ。
He's right. Congratulations, Melanie. And you too, Owen. All the best to both of you.
はい、本当にお二人にはお世話になってばかりでありがとうございます。幸せになります。
I just noticed that the palm trees were green. Owen and Melanie held the bouquet together, beaming with joy. I had a feeling that the bouquet would play a role in bringing them even closer. In the drone, we ordered to shower the area with flowers. Oh, it's so beautiful.
本当に。
Aw, his happy, sweet voice is so adorable. Ryuki stared up, a smile spreading across his face. The sky was vast and clear. I was gonna say, I thought there was a CG for this one. Oh, here we go, back to the hotel room. After our ceremony and reception, we headed to our hotel room in Demore Paradis. Oh, that's really pretty. I like that room a lot better. Oh, this room is so lovely. I really like the Japanese aesthetic as well, but this is really pretty. I think it's because it's purple, and I like purple. The room was perfect for newlyweds like us. It was very fitting as part of Demore Paradis' wedding plan. I began checking out the room's features for professional inspiration when Ryuki took my hand from behind.
ね それよりさ、もう一度、あんたのそのドレス、よく見せてくれない？
It's beautiful, isn't it?
もう、そのセリフ何回目？ほら、見せて。
Aren't you looking though? Oh, but I was wearing it the whole day, so won't it be ruffled?
なら、僕が直すよ。
He can fix it for you, casually laying it aside. Ryuki reached around my waist and lifted me into his arms. Before I knew it, he placed me onto the bed. Aw, that's so cute. That's a gigantic flower. I couldn't move while his arms held me tightly. Out of nowhere, he kissed me, making me gasp. His hair's green in this one. Oh, his hair's all tied back in a ponytail. Tongue slipped into my lips. I flushed, knowing this kiss would be sweet beyond belief. I was definitely not prepared for this. I thought he'd just compliment how I looked in the dress. No, you must face him, so you can get the full-on frontal view. Ryuki, I should freshen up first.
まだ。あんたのその姿、もう少し見ていたい。
You must have the pleasure of taking you out of it.
僕が作ったドレスを着たあんたは、いつもと違う顔をしてるから。
Really?
すごい幸せそうな顔してて、かわいい。
Ryuki's gaze on my dress was tender and appreciative. He said he'd help me adjust my dress, but he wasn't doing that at all. He was even giving me the opportunity to change out of it. Oh, I'm sure he will. Slowly our kiss deepened. He bit me gently and our breasts intermingled. There was no turning back from this kiss. Ryuki.
リネット。
His eyes were full of emotions. His hands felt like fire on my body.
ごめん。直すんじゃなくて、脱がして、いい？
I told you, he wants to take it off, not fix it. Don't ask. I blushed, he chuckled, and his breath tickled on my cheek.
わかった。聞かない。
I know, I don't like asking either. Just ask, just do it. Right? His voice was playful as he reached towards the hook on my dress. He made this gesture he knew very well how to take it off.
あんたと結婚できる日をさ、ずっと待ってたんだ。
I want to say something, but it's just too embarrassing. Like, I think my husband would get mad at me, so I'll skip that.
ずっと我慢してた。だから今日ぐらい、わがまま言わせて。
The hair came loose as we kissed, and his hand that helped adorn me removed what covered my body.
リネット、綺麗だ。
His touch was even more gentle than the fabric of the dress. Despite not meeting any of my standards set by the Keisai in articles, he still gave me sweet kisses as if he was the happiest person in the world.
好きだよ、リネット。
He whispered words of love that he would otherwise never say as he dove deeper into me. Oh, really? Kissed my lips, my ears, my neck. The sheer sweetness of his kisses melted me away. Our first night spent together of the wedding flowed by ever so slowly and ever so sweetly. The sweet ending, of course. Sweet end fin. I wonder if it says, like, something at the end, too. Oh, well, fine. Whatever. Fine. Okay. Oh, my goodness. I'm scared to read the spicy end because I'm trying to be quiet. I'm sure my audio is going to sound terrible during this, too. Alright, number 3, load game. And then we're going to go, I am happy. But I'm a little happier now. After all, you were jealous for me, Ryuki.
はあ？僕はニキビができるぐらいストレスだったんだけど。
Not just jealous, I was so stressed out it gave me acne.
それにレイも、今は好きじゃなくても、 いつかあんたを好きになるかもしれない。僕と趣味似てそうだから。
That was a really funny reaction.
だからさ、早くあんたと結婚したいんだ。
Okay. His seriousness caught me completely off guard. Ryuki can be so unfair, mentioning something as important as marriage so casually.
ワールドファッションアワードも終わったし、急いで結婚式の準備に取り掛かるよ。
Sure thing, I'll contact my parents to see when I can introduce them to you, Ryuki. I wonder if they would actually come down to the human realm. Ryuki wanted to meet them, so I wanted to make sure he met my parents. Okay, now we're back to this. I'm gonna go ahead and skip to the end. Alright, spicy, darling, ending. Okay, I'm back the next day to record the spicy end because I was worried that my daughter would be able to hear me on the other side of her wall. Well, the good news is she heard absolutely nothing. Not even me dropping my speaker down the back of my computer, hitting her wall, and me like yelling at it. So if she didn't hear that, she's not gonna hear anything. But I have been cleared to get the soundproofing panels, and there's like a pack on Amazon that's like 52, and I think 52 should be enough to cover my recording area anyway. And it'll be here overnight, so that's good. I can set it up. Well, I'm probably gonna set it up this weekend anyway because it said a review person said to let it air out for a few days so it goes to its regular size before you put it up on your wall, because they tend to expand and contract a little bit more after they've been unvacuum sealed. So probably go up over this weekend. Actually, today's only Tuesday, so maybe I'll go up before then because I'm impatient. But we should be good to go in the future, so I don't have to like whisper words and stuff. Because I did edit what I had yesterday, and it doesn't sound that bad. Some areas it got too low to where my mic didn't pick it up, and it was kind of hard to understand. But some of the things I said, I won't be able to recreate those reactions. So we'll just leave it as it is. Like whenever Ryuki got to the part where he was like, "Can I just take off your wedding dress?" And I was like, "Yep, I knew it. I knew it was coming." Anyway, a few days had passed since the World Fashion Awards. Only a few days, huh?
やっぱり龍騎はいいね。俺を一番引き立てる服だ。OK、これならモデルできるよ。
Oh, he asked him to be his model. In the end, Ryuki decided to have Ray become his brand's model.
当然でしょ。僕が作った服なんだから。でもあんたを引き立てるんじゃない。あんたが僕の服を引き立てるんだよ。
Ryuki chided Ray as he told him which clothes he would be wearing. I think Ryuki decided to bring Ray back because he said he liked our Yuki and that he wasn't in love with me. They were bickering back then, but now they seem to be getting along, even if only a little. They are sort of similar in many ways. They're both talented and dedicated their lives to beauty. To me, it seemed they would clash if they had different opinions, but they'd get along as long as they held similar values.
ま、どっちでもいいけど、撮影日が決まったらマネージャーに言っといて。
撮影日も完璧に顔仕上げておいてよ。
That's funny. Now that he isn't self-conscious of Ray all the time, make sure your face is perfect.
誰に言ってるのさ。当然だよ。
It's like I'm watching a movie about fashion right now. Ray gracefully left his Ryuki prepare the schedule for the shoot. It was pretty fun to see two talents go at each other. I'm glad he's going to be your model.
まあね、当然だよ。このデザインなら。
He's cocky, isn't he?
でも、ほんと素直じゃないな。本当はいつだって僕の服が一番だって思ってるはずなのに。
You can tell.
わかるよ。だって例の好み、僕と似てるから。 前の龍騎の方が良かったなんてもう言わせないよ。
Ryuki smiled defiantly and continued to set up the plans for the shoot. They have similar tastes, huh? You should be happy to know that Ryuki made a new friend, but something about what he said bothered me. I quickly found out why when I happened to be with Ray. Oh, really?
好きになったんだ、君のこと。
He said that that would never happen. Huh? With work done for the day, I was about to get on the subway when I ran into Ray. That's when he told me that he was in love with me. You mean you love my body frame, right?
違うよ。恋愛的な意味で、俺が君を好きになったの。
Ryuki said this would happen too because he has similar tastes. But why? I haven't done anything or spent any extra time with him that would cause him to develop feelings. I asked Ray to clarify, thinking that I might have misunderstood him, but he simply smiled confidently.
龍騎と好みが似てるからかな。
What?
最初は骨格が好みで気になった。でもだんだん龍騎と話す君を見ていたら、その笑顔を向けてもらいたくなってさ。
Well, that's too bad. She's an engaged woman. Go
気
somewhere
がつ
else.
けば骨格だけじゃなくて君が可愛く見えるようになってた。それが理由。ダメ？
No, it's not enough. She's Ryuki's. But I'm engaged to Ryuki, and we're going to get married soon.
知ってるよ。でも別に3人で付き合えばよくない？モデルだって毎回同じペアで撮影するわけじゃないし。
You want to share her. Ryuki's not going to share her. Work and having a relationship are two different things. Did you hear me say that I'm getting married, right?
俺は3人でしても問題ないよ。
The fact that he is willing to be in a love triangle kind of bothers me. He's like, so what? Which means he's fine Ryuki being there with them while they are romantic. I don't know, this just bothers me. Bigamy is a crime.
なら俺が愛人になる。どう？
Oh my goodness. What do you mean okay? Of course not. Ryuki would totally be up in arms.
聞いてみなきゃわからないと思うけど。
Oh my goodness, he is such a bad boy, isn't he? You're going to ruin your friendship with him if you do.
そうかな。
How do you not understand this? For some reason, Ray looked puzzled, tilting his head slightly. I couldn't read his thoughts at that moment. Even after suggesting such unconventional ideas, his expression remained unchanged. Something about his eyes felt different. As the former Cupid, I recognized the look of love in them. I might not agree with Ray's logic, but it was evident he genuinely felt something. And so I had to be firm in my response. Gathering my courage, I stared back at him. In any case, I'm in love with Ryuki, and I'm not interested in a three-person relationship. I'm truly sorry, Ray, but I must decline. Now please excuse me. After firmly and politely refusing so that he wouldn't misunderstand me, I quickly walked away and boarded the subway. See, even if he did do this, like Ryuki expected, he should have trusted Lynette to, turn him down anyway. That was unexpected. My heart began to race afterwards. It was an encounter I hadn't anticipated. But he did agree to model for Ryuki. I shouldn't mention this to Ryuki. I remember how Ray was previously let go from the brand. Ryuki would likely react similarly if he had learned about Ray's confession. It would potentially ruin the advertisement campaign for the next Ryuki's collection. It should be okay. I'll just avoid Ray and keep rejecting any of his advances. Once Ray witnessed the love Ryuki and I shared after our wedding, he'd surely move on. Besides, he could be misunderstanding his own feelings. He could be infatuated with my body type and confuse that attraction with love for me as a person. If that was the case, I need to set things straight, especially given my experiences as Cupid. Hopefully Ray will find someone else. Everything will be okay, right? The fact that she's asking this in the ending is making me nervous. Despite my attempts to reassure myself, a nagging anxiety lingered. A few days later, well, I'll be going.
お疲れ様。今日も結婚式に向けたエステだっけ？頑張るわね。
I am. After all, it's a once-in-a-lifetime event.
そうよね。素敵な式にしてね。それで写真いっぱい見せてね。実は2人の結婚式すごく気になってるの。
Eager to see, huh? Walking to the salon, I contemplated the guest list. I had loved to invite colleagues and friends if the wedding were in Lost York, but it was going to be in Japan. So only Ryuki's family and my immediate family would attend. It would be great if Melanie and Owen could come. But Japan is quite far. It seemed best to limit the guest list. My train of thought was interrupted by a notification from my phone. It was a message from Ryuki. What's this? Reading the message, I was taken aback. Did Ray ask him? Oh, they're under construction. They can't use it anymore. They said that Isukumi Shrine was undergoing renovations, so we couldn't host our wedding there. Oh no! The underwater volcano exploded and damaged the shrine's pillar. What are we going to do about the wedding?
今入っている結婚式の予約は全キャンセル扱いになったらしいし、当分あそこでの結婚式は無理そうだね。
I see. Should we postpone the wedding?
それも考えたんだけど、改修が終わるのは1年ぐらいかかるらしいしさ。ロサンヨークであげない？
In Lost York, I was just thinking about it, so I was actually okay with it. I wanted to marry Ryuki as soon as possible, especially since Ray kept coming to see me. I mean, some people don't even stop after you're married. Ryuki and Ray had been getting along both inside and outside of work. I didn't want to ruin their friendship, so it would be best for me to become a Keisayan to show that I was committed to him. Yeah, I want to get married as soon as possible too, so let's have our wedding in Lost York.
早くしたいの？
Yes. Of course, I've spent a lot of time thinking about being married to you.
そっか。ならしよっか。一番早く取れる結婚式場でさ。
So we scoured Lost York for the perfect wedding venue. Eventually we found a venue through Cupid Corp thanks to a cancellation at one of the sites they managed. Even though the wedding was next month, I already had my dress. Everything was coming together and soon it was the day before our wedding. Well, no eloping like I was suspecting, but it's okay. Tomorrow, I sat on Ryuki's porch gazing up at the night sky. Time had flowed since we decided on a Lost York wedding. Everything's ready, my family and colleagues are coming, it's all working out. All that remained was the wedding tomorrow, but as I thought of heading in, the window behind me opened.
ほら、そろそろ寝よう。明日も早いしさ。
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Then I felt something cold on my cheeks as I walked in. This.
パック。お肌のお手入れ、まだだったでしょ？
Take care of your skin. Thank you, Ryuki. I put on the face mask Ryuki handed me to moisturize my skin. Both of us wanted to look our best on our wedding day. Earlier, I'd visited a beauty salon, had a makeover, and even got my nails done. I had double-checked my dress and accessories, too. Ryuki, are you not going to have a bachelor party? I glanced over to see him taking off his face mask.
バチェラーパーティー？
Yeah, like the videos on YouTube. A last day as a single man kind of party. Guys have bachelor parties, and we ladies have bachelorette parties. Paris invited me to one, but I declined in order to do my skincare and came to Ryuki's place instead. Curious, I asked if Ryuki minded missing out, but he just shrugged.
ああ、あれか。別に興味ないかな。したい友達とかいないし。
I know they have to meet a beauty grade standard to be his friend.
ああ、でも、レイトならまあ、 楽しいかもね。
Oh yeah, loads of fun. My heart jumped at hearing Ray's name. Ryuki, who didn't usually have many friends, really considered him one. He didn't bring up Rao or Owen's names. Instead, he thought of Ray. So they really are friends now. I couldn't bring myself to tell him that Ray had confessed his feelings for me.
何考えてるの？
Of course he picks up on it. Ryuki looked at me, noticing my silence. I hugged him tightly, hoping to hide my thoughts.
急に何？
I'm just nervous about our wedding tomorrow.
そっか。僕もまあ、緊張するけど。でも、ようやくあんたと結婚できるから、楽しみな気持ちの方が大きいよ。
Aw, so cute. Ryuki pulled back slightly, then gently kissed me. Already worked up. He broke the kiss and stepped back.
今晩はここまで。早く寝なきゃいけないし。
I think you're just making excuses. Yeah. I knew lack of sleep wasn't good for the skin, yet I pulled out Ryuki's clothes, wanting more time with him. You realize it's our last night before the wedding, right? You might have thought I was suggesting a party since I'd asked about a bachelor party. Or maybe he thought I wanted one last wild night as a single woman. Oh my goodness. So, tempting him now is okay, right? I just want to spend more time with you tonight, Ryuki. I know, I think he was trying to avoid that. What if the man wants to wait till his wedding? Come on, give him a chance. I sensed Ryuki's hesitation as I sat on his lap, his eyes slowly becoming ablaze. Oh my goodness. She's being bold, isn't she?
そんなこと言っていいの？
Why would she not know? It's just our last few hours of being single, right?
今さらダメとか無理だから。
He's saying this as if they've never been together before. I don't understand. Whenever he turned, what was it? Whenever he turned 19, I mean, or was it 18? I don't even remember anymore. At the end of his route in the last game, whenever he had on his birthday, he totally didn't hold back at all. And now he's being all shy. Passion ignited between us and we kissed fervently. Then my clothes off eagerly and our fingers entwined. I just noticed that he was undoing her dress or whatever it is. Even now, Ryuki blushed. He once mentioned being used to seeing people undress for measurements, so seeing him blush boosted my confidence. Oh, really?
笑ってるの？
I'm just happy. I was going to marry Ryuki tomorrow, and this was our last night together as singles. So it filled me with joy to experience his pure love firsthand.
だからあんま煽んないでよ。明日のこと考える余裕なくなる。
I doubt you'll forget about tomorrow. My advances clearly flipped a switch, and he kissed me urgently, trying to sedate himself. His kisses grew more desperate, as if trying to quench a deep thirst. My head started spinning as I lost my breath, and I gently pushed him back. Slow down, Ryuki.
待てるわけないでしょ。
It's your own fault. His gentleness from before gave way to pure hunger as his hands explored every inch of my body. Yet his kisses on my neck remained light, and he was determined not to leave a mark. That makes sense, yes. He knew I wouldn't be able to wear my wedding dress if he did.
リネット好きだ。
I love you too. As I came inside from the porch, the door was still open. The cool, gentle breeze brushed against my skin. It didn't matter to me. Things were escalating, and I knew I'd heat up. But just then, footsteps echoed outside. Oh my goodness! What? Is it Ray? Is he coming through the back door? Both of us froze, our eyes turning to the porch. We were both stunned at who we saw. Ray? Why is he there? Oh my goodness. Creep. I didn't know how long he'd been there, but Ray seemed to have appeared out of nowhere.
ああ、ごめん。 邪魔しちゃったか。続けて。
He's like, don't mind me. That's funny. What? Carry on. Ryuki, we need to get dressed. I tried to pull away, but Ryuki held me close. As if he was shielding me from Ray's gaze, he glared at him.
なんであんたがここにいるわけ？
龍騎とバチェラーパーティーでもしようと思ってきたんだ。でもベルを鳴らしても反応ないしさ。
He wants a bachelor party.
門が開いてたから入ったんだけど、庭から家までがこんな風に繋がってるとは思わなかったよ。
Clearly, our activities had a muffled doorbell sound.
だからって勝手に入ってこないでほしいんだけど。
I know you're trespassing at this rate.
ごめん。少し様子を見たらすぐ帰るつもりだったんだ。
Oh, such a good friend, I guess. Maybe.
でも彼女の声が聞こえたからさ。見たいって思っちゃったんだ。
Oh my
君
goodness.
が普段見せない表情をさ。
He peeped on her on purpose. Stared at me with affection and love as I sat on Ryuki's lap. She's still there.
何？まさかレイ、リネットを好きとか言わないよね。
龍騎にはどう見える？
Ryuki embraced me more tightly, feeling the tension on my body.
悪いけど今日はもう帰って。あんたには見せたくないって言ったでしょ。
ああ、言ってた。懐かしいな。でも龍騎、それじゃダメだよ。俺を近寄らせたくないなら、他の男に取られたくないならさ、もっと見せつけなきゃ。
Huh?
どういう意味？
自分のものだって俺に見せつけなくていいの？俺も見てみたいな。龍騎のものだって刻みつけられてる君のことをさ。
What? What's he talking about? I know, right?
正気？
さあ、どうかな。ただの好奇心かも。俺さ、嫉妬心を知ってみたいんだ。だってまだ俺、嫉妬してない。二人が愛し合うところを見たら、自分の心境がどう変化するのか、確かめてみたいんだ。
We'll find out tomorrow.
俺は今、彼女を好きだって思ってるから。龍騎、俺の好きな女の子が感じてるところを、見せてよ。
Haven't you seen enough? Huh?
好きって。
What the heck is going on? I don't understand. He's willing to entertain this thought. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I understand where he's coming from, that if you don't want anyone to get close to her, you could, like, flaunting your relationship could work too to show how much you guys love each other, but not like this. Like, you guys can, you know, do PDA and stuff, but just quite overboard, isn't it? I felt his body heat up, and in the next moment, he kissed me roughly, biting my lip.
そこまで言うなら見せつけてあげるよ。リネットは僕のだってところをさ。
Ryuki, please calm down.
落ち着けるわけないでしょ。明日結婚式だって言うのに、こいつはあんたが好きだって言ったんだ。あんたが僕のだって見せつけないと収まらない。
He acted upon provocation, even though he didn't know if Ray was being truthful. Ryuki, hold on. My resistance was futile, and soon enough, Ryuki pushed me down. He held my arms, his eyes burning with rivalry.
言っとくけど、混ざったら容赦しないから。
Oh my gosh, I don't want to read this. Oh my god, this is not what I expected. I was expecting something along these lines, but not Ray watching and Ryuki say, if you join, then you'll regret it. I don't think I would be able to have a show. I know people do this as actors and stuff, but I don't know if I would be able to do this at all. Ryuki's not an actor.
あんたはそこで見るだけだ。リネットは僕だけのものだよ。
He wanted to make his point clear once and for all. Ryuki was determined to prove that I was his, sealing it with a passionate kiss. But I sensed that was just the beginning. He lifted me up, kissing me again. He might have been showing off, but nothing was going to hold him back.
リネットは渡さない。
ならもっと見せてよ。それだけじゃ足りない。でも二人とも骨盤の相性は最高だね。その形が動くところ見てたいから。構わないでもっと続けて。
What is he doing? Just like sitting on the couch watching? Like, what the heck, man? You're making him angry. Ray continued with his provocations, and each time Ryuki bit his lip in frustration. In contrast, Ray's eyes narrowed with delight. Ray watched us innocently, as if searching for something. This doesn't feel right, but I couldn't resist, maybe because deep down I wanted others to see our love. I was happy with Ryuki. Why keep our love hidden? There's a difference between kissing someone in public and doing this.
ちょっとそれ以上近づかないでよ。
ごめん。やっぱり彼女の鎖骨が一番いい形してると思ってさ。
Of course he.
触ったら許さないから。
わかってるよ。
Despite his words, I felt his fingers touch the tips of my hair. Oh my goodness. A shiver ran through me, knowing another man was watching Ryuki and me express our love.
俺、二人の結婚は祝福してるんだ。でも羨ましいな。彼女をこんな風にできる龍騎が。
His words reminding me of a story I read in college, Homer's Odyssey. A moment that caught my attention was when Mercury, in love with Venus, saw Mars and Venus in bed. The god watched the scene, and Mercury mentioned his envy, wishing he could be found in bed with the beautiful goddess Venus.
羨ましい。
そうだよ。俺が触れられないものを君は手に入れてる。でもさ、甘いだけじゃ物足りないだろ。お祝いにはスパイスを添えないと。ねえ、もっとよく見せてよ。
Yuki smiled at the almost demonic suggestion. Oh my goodness.
いいよ。
Poor Lynette, she's just caught in the middle of it. I shuddered as Ryuki's voice neared my ear. He seemed to want this to happen. No one could stop him now. I was learning that once you sprinkled in some spice, you craved more. You got used to it and only wanted more heat. I thought someone whispered, asking whether it was enough to just show off.
明日の結婚式、すごく楽しみだよ。
言っとくけどあんたは3列席だからね。
That's funny. No objection from you. You sit in the back.
もちろん。君たちがバージンロードを歩くところを見るの楽しみにしてるよ。
I could hardly hear their voices anymore. I was going to marry Ryuki tomorrow. Though we could have spent the night by ourselves, we shared it together. The intoxicating event before the wedding passed like a storm. Oh my goodness, that's spicy in. Well, Ray got a show before their wedding night. Or wedding day. Whatever. I don't know about that. What are the rest of them going to be like? I don't want to know. Alright, we're going to watch the bonus episode. Interesting. It's like a lipstick bottle. Alright, we're going to watch the Ryuki bonus episode now. Why does it say episode 1? Is there more than one? Begin this episode. Lynette is sleeping. On our way back from Japan, fell asleep mid-conversation. The long flight must have really tired her out. Seeing her so peaceful, I couldn't help but smile.
ほんと無防備な顔だな。
I go take advantage of her in the plane. I wanted to remove her makeup, put an eye mask on her, and tuck her in. Okay, well, that's good. Began dozing off while we talked, and before I realized it, she was fast asleep. The flight from Japan to Lost York took about 10 hours. I had prepared many things so we could rest during the flight, but things never went as planned.
でもよかった。結婚式のこと二人で話し合えて。
After boarding, we went over the wedding plans and the necessary legal documents. We ate the food they served on the plane, and when I left my seat for a bit of return, she was already asleep. She was probably exhausted after spending the day sightseeing.
すみません。毛布を2枚もらえますか？
The air conditioning was strong, so I requested blankets from the flight attendant to make sure she stayed warm. She was sound asleep, a smile gracing her face.
ほんとかわいいな。
She was mesmerizing. Then a thought struck me.
乾燥してる。保湿しないとな。
I go spray her face while she's sleeping. I took out a small bottle of toner and began applying it to her face. The bottle was just the right size for my carry-on. Liquids past a certain limit weren't allowed, so I measured it out exactly.
そういえば初めてロサンヨークに行く時の飛行機では乾燥して大変だったな。
I learned about restrictions for carry-ons the hard way the first time I traveled. That was before I joined the Lost York Fashion School. A few years ago, before entering fashion school in Lost York, I traveled by airplane alone.
まだ着かない。日本からロサンヨークってこんなに遠いんだ。飛行機の中って乾燥するし、ほんと最悪。
I did hear that it would be dry from other passengers, so I brought toner and moisturizer in my carry-on. But I were told they were too large and they took it all away. They left me anxious about my skin.
早くロサンヨークに着かないかな。
Lost York was where my father was born and raised. My older sister also attended the Lost York Fashion School. I figured I'd be okay, but traveling internationally alone for the first time, honestly, I felt uneasy.
別にこれぐらいなんでもないよ。姉さんも母さんも世界中を飛び回ってるし、おばあ様に常識も教わったしさ。
But they treated me like a child at the boarding gate. Nobody thought of me as an adult. The passenger beside me seemed concerned about me. I pretended that I was okay and stared out the window.
日本人は幼く見えるって言うし、ロサンヨークじゃ余計に子供扱いされるんだろうな。いや、でも姉さんは溶け込んだって言ってたし、別に平気だとは思うけど。
Traveling alone gave me more time to have doubts. Most of my luggage was checked in, but I was worried about my dog, Kagura. I heard that dogs had to go in as cargo. I did my best to prepare everything perfectly, but I was still worried.
早く降りて、カグラを出してあげなきゃ。
My Suluki Kagura was the only one on this flight with a high beauty score. I just wanted to land already. I checked my watch numerous times, but the arrival time never seemed to come. Lost York was too far.
はあ、もういいや。寝ちゃおう。
I was so worried about my skin drying out that I couldn't sleep. It couldn't be helped that my mist wasn't with me. Good sleep and moisturizing were part of the Keisayan family's 10 commandments, and I wouldn't be able to follow them aside. The troubles continued even after landing. My sister, who was supposed to pick me up, was nowhere in sight. She didn't respond no matter how much I tried to contact her, so I gave up. I used an app to find a pet-friendly taxi and managed to get to the main street of Lost York. Upon getting off the taxi, I was overwhelmed by the cityscape of Lost York. Oh, he doesn't have green hair in this one either. That's a cute picture. I like that outfit. Holding Kagura's leash, I took it in sights.
なんだこれ。あそこには 52C2BA があるし、 こっちは EA5550 だ。
Dang it, now I'm gonna have to put those on the screen. It was completely different from Japan. The flood of colors overloaded my mind so much that it was dazzling,
で
dizzying.
も綺麗だ。調和されてる。これがロサンヨークの色使いなんだ。
I grew up in Japan, so I love Japan's color coordination. But thinking of my father, Lost York felt nostalgic.
ここで姉さんは学んでいるんだ。最先端のファッションスクールで。
Sister was a genius. She had talents that I didn't. And this was the fashion school she chose, so I was sure there would be a lot to learn.
神楽、走りたい？だよね。
Being stationary for the entire flight must have been rough. Kagura needed to move. Sitting made me feel tired too, so Kagura and I began running. Kagura ran with so much energy. Running beside her, I felt at ease. I was sure I could do well here. The city energized me. Whether it was in Lost York or Japan, running with Kagura still felt the
やる
same.
べきことも同じだ。一流のファッションデザイナーになる。それが僕の目的なんだから。
Location didn't matter with the pursuit of beauty. No matter the scenery or color, I would absorb it and make it mine. I promised myself that while running with Kagura, Lost York would be where I'd find love. But that chapter wasn't until later. Did he actually want to find love? I guess it was because his sister told him that he needed it.
うん。
He'd fall asleep too. Yuki. Lynette woke me up by calling my name. The first thing I saw was her face positioned right next to mine.
あれ？僕、寝ちゃってたんだ。
Good morning. We'll be late soon. Did you sleep well?
うん。あんたは？
I slept like a baby. Did you put that blanket over me?
うん。空調結構きつめだったから。
Thanks. That's why I slept so soundly.
そっか。
Seeing that dream from the past and seeing Lynette here felt like some sort of miracle. If I had never changed, I would have never met her, let alone gotten engaged.
うん。きっと恋を知ることはできなかっただろうな。
Ryuki. She must have thought I was still half asleep. She waved her hand in front of my face, which made me laugh. I grabbed her wrist and pulled her close, ensuring the other passengers couldn't see us as I stole a kiss. Probably didn't expect me to do something this bold. Her eyes widened. I don't know, after the last thing that we witnessed, don't underestimate Ryuki. As a matter of fact, I never thought that there would be a day when I would do this. That's why I felt so happy and embarrassed at the same time.
あんたが可愛すぎるのがいけないんだよ。
I mumbled that in an attempt to hide my embarrassment, but I inverted my gaze anyway. I could see the edge of the Lost York cityscape outside the window.
そういえば、もうすぐ着陸だって言ってたっけ？
I wonder if we could see your home from here, Ryuki. She faced the window intently. She must have been embarrassed too.
しかも、一番に僕の家を探すんだ。
Not at her house or Cupid Court, but my home. That act made my love for her well up again.
あの時、頑張ってロサンヨークに来てよかったな。
I thought back to the day I boarded a plane alone for the first time. I overcame a lot after arriving in Lost York. So many tough things happened after that too. It started with my sister not being at the airport. I had a bad feeling that more terrible things were to come. Upon reaching the address I was given, something seemed amiss. Instead of my sister, a total stranger greeted me. Utterly lost, I reached out to my father for the correct address and then took a taxi. Upon arriving at my sister's place, I discovered she dropped out of fashion school. Oh my goodness. She quit before I even joined. Although I was surprised at the time, I looked fondly at that memory after a while.
それでも一人でファッションスクールに入学して、途中で隆起を立ち上げて、一人暮らしを始めて。
If she was supposed to meet you there, I'm surprised she just dropped out, didn't tell you, and then didn't even show up. That all led me to a happy life that I never wanted to give up. I was with the woman I loved, and I understood what true joy was. Can't wait to have our wedding ceremony.
楽しみだ。
Our fingers intertwined as we marveled at lost work below. I was looking forward to the wedding ceremony more than anyone. That was a short and sweet little episode, wasn't it? I think that's it for Ryuki. Be about an hour and a half once I get it all edited, because the last part I edited was about 45 minutes as well. That's not too bad. I was afraid it was going to be like 2 hours because I saw the time on my recording and I'm like, it's 45 minutes already. It's going to be a 2-hour ending video. I was expecting this to be kind of short, but don't underestimate the endings video. Anyway, that is it for Ryuki. You've completed his endings, you've completed his bonus episode, and I was not prepared. I was totally not prepared. We're doing Shelby's next, and oh my goodness, I heard some things about Shelby's route. I should say I read some things about Shelby's route. No spoilers or anything, but in the review, things get a little spicy before the endings, so that's what I read anyway. So we'll see if what actually comes out of it beats the expectations of what I've hyped it up to be anyway. As always, if you guys enjoy, drop a like down below and or subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.